Ja minun nimeni on Pentti Hirvonen. Olen syntynyt Liberissä, Suomessa, tullut Kanadaan laivalla 1956. Silloiseen Port Arthurin, nykyisin Thunder Bay. Tänne kun tulin, niin täällä toimi jo mieskuoro. Ja se oli jo perustettu 1900. Kokous oli ollut ensimmäinen 1951 ja se rupesi toimimaan sitä 1952 talvella. Ja me siihen kuoroon jo pistettiin, takapojat hakivat mukaan, kun tiesivät, että ne on laulumiehiä, niin me siitä lähtien oltiin Otava-kuorossa laululuna sinne asti, kun se loppui 2013 meidän kuoro loppui, kun ei ollut enää laulajia. Ja me puhutaan molemmat tässä sekaisin vähän, niin Pekka saa jatkaa kanssa sitten asioita eteenpäin.
No, minun nimi on Pekka Roininen ja mä oon syntynyt Suomessa. Paikkakunta oli Lappee, jota ei ole enää olemassakaan. Se on liitetty Lappeenrantaan. Tulin Kanadaan vuonna 1957, myöskin sinne Port Arthuriin, mutta Thunder Bay nykyisin. Ja asunut siellä sitten Thunder Bayssä siitä lähtien. My start with the Ottawa Male Choir was kind of a spotty. I think I was there already at 62, but because of the work-related things that I was on and off. But then maybe up to since 67, I have been active member of the choir, and it's been a large part of my life really to be the member of it. And of course, Ottawa activities, they were sometimes very energetic, and years 70s and 80s, I guess they were sort of like a upbeat time in Ottawa choir. Our memberships were up in someplace from 30s, 32, 35.
38 was the best.
And Pentti was saying 38 was the largest number what we had. But then occasionally later on that we dropped down to 20 and sometime in under 20, but at least choir was active quite well, even with the say 18 members, and we were sort of a relatively good balance in the voices, since it was 4-part harmony that we tried to sing, and sometimes well, sometimes less well, but never badly.
We belong to Finnish male singer of America choir was, and Ottawa choir was the member of that one of them. We used to have 10 Finn choirs in American Laurel, but it has been gone down in everything else. And so we have been singing different places, and Ottawa was with them all the time. And we had a mieskuoropäivät, many different cities in all over America, even in California and in Florida and New York and so on, and in Canada, many places. And then we with that time they had a quartet competitions, and Ottawa choir had a quartet, and we took the part for the competitions there, and we won 5 times altogether on this competition.
First time in 1981 in Los Angeles.
That was right. That was the first time, 1981. Yeah, and then we have been with the American Laureate when American Laureates made 8 trips, actually 9 trips altogether, and I have been with them 8 trips in Finland tours, and we were singing there. And we had what else we had?
Well, 1983, American Laureate, all the Finnish male singers of North America executive was in Thunder Bay. And in
6
fact,
years. Yeah.
Pentti was the president for 6 years.
Yeah, by that time we made we put together the one trip to Finland in 1983, and we were touring on that, and just got afford to do that one. But we had a good executives in, so they made a lot of work, and we enjoy always when we were together with the big group and going for the big trips. And we, of course, Ottawa Choir was singing on in Canada. There used to be those suurjuhlat, so we were singing in Demons and Sudbury and Toronto, and also in Sault Ste. Marie and Thunder Bay, and around here many different places we were singing. And choir members, some of them has been with us in American Laulat when they were touring in Finland. So everyone, 9 concert trips are done all together. So Ottawa had some members with every one of them in. So it's just something.
And of course, we performed all kinds of places in Thunder Bay. For instance, Finnish Independence Day celebration in Thunder Bay, that I think every time that it was held, Ottawa was singing out there, and at Christmas time we sang in a church, and some of the years given several church concerts. But then also in the summertime, when there was some kind of occasion, the celebration, Ottawa was often invited. And usually in the springtime we had our annual spring concert, which was sort of our main event that we practiced hard. And we used to perform all the songs pretty well, what is called a cappella, without any accompanying music, and no notes. We have to know words and music by heart. And but then later years, when we start to get kind of a cray and sort of a heavier on a girth, we were allowed to use the books and read from the music and the words. But majority of the time we performed without any music or words, that everything was by heart.
Yeah, I remember when we were singing in Fort William Garden, they had a North American northern part of the United States choirs. There were German choirs, Ukrainian and Norwegian, and we were singing over there in Fort William Garden, and we had about 300 singers altogether. And then when we were singing, then everybody was using, like Pekka said, the books there. But us guys, we were singing everything without the books. And those choirs, they said, how the hell those guys can remember all the words and sing without the books?
Yeah, that was called Big Sing, and it was organized in the Thunder Bay by Fort William Male Choir. And we had an opportunity also perform with the Fort William Male Choir. We organized maybe 2 or 3 concerts together, and we each choir sang individually, and then we combined our choirs and sang together. But we were the only choir at that Big Sing at the Fort William Garden that sang without any accompanying music. Everybody had a band or accordion or piano or something there, and there was one of the music critics out there monitoring, and she sort of gave us extra credit for it, that we were singing without any accompanying music.
Yeah, and another thing, we were singing also with the Thunder Bay Symphony Orchestra. We were singing 3 times, I think.
At least.
At least, yeah. So with their choir, we were added into symphony orchestra choir, and that was something.
One time we were out there when there was visiting Swedish choir in Thunder Bay and performed with Thunder Bay Symphony, and then there was three of us, three choirs put together, that symphony chorus and a Swedish choir and Ottawa, and then we had and I guess was the ladies choir, and the Oras choir was part of it also, and then we had a sort of a get together at Finlandia Club afterwards, that sponsored by Ottawa Choir, and everybody was there, our guests, and then it was a little bit more casual type of singing going on, and Swedish choir performed a number of pieces, but so did us. Sort of just walked up there, and our director said that, boys, your turn.
And then we used to have the picnics, and they was in the Pekka's place and the Velvo's place, and they were something. Many summer they put it up together, and we, of course, the choir was there, we were singing, and something, I think we drink pop or something, and singing and have a good time. It was really nice weather, and Pekka and Arto was to cook there. They were barbecuing the all kind of meat there, and we were enjoying many years like that, doing those kind of things.
Oh, it was sort of a summertime relaxation and get together and fellowship, that we did have a barbecue, and then of course there was quite a bit of a singing going on there, and we didn't have too many neighbors, but a few, and they enjoyed it very much, that they say that in the evening that sound carried and they could listen to it, and the neighborhood dogs would come out there and have a little snack from the barbecue too.
Well, as you may have noticed, I haven't had much to say about Ottawa Choir, because I'm not part of it. I've been listening to as many performances as they possible, and I always liked it. And myself, I'm here representing organization called Kansallisseura. Anyways, nimeni on Veijo Maki. Olen syntynyt Kärsämäellä lähellä Suomen maantieteellistä keskipistettä vuonna 1939. Kanadaan muutin vuonna 1966. Kansallisseuraan liityin vuonna 1968. En tiennyt silloin seuran poliittisesta taustasta. Halusin vain olla ikäisteni seurassa. Tanhuharjoituksissa olin muutaman kerran mukana. Surprise Laken kesäkämppä kiinnosti ehkä eniten. Sauna ja uinti sekä Topi Jousmaen tahdittamat tanssitilaisuudet olivat hyvin mieluisia. Jonkun kerran olin auttamassa Erkki Sireniä pihatöissä. Vuosien mittaan seuran toiminta hiipui hyvin vähin. Jäsenmäärä pieneni pienenemistään. Nimellisesti olin jopa seuran sihteerinäkin, vaikka Pentti Junnihan se senkin homman oikeastaan hoiti. Kämppä myytiin vuonna 2001. Tulot jaettiin suomalaisten seurojen kesken. Taisipa silloin rakenteella oleva sairaalakin saada muutaman taalan. Ja täällä on lista, jossa sanotaan, että niin laulajatkin osaaneet ja pelimannit osaaneet. Finlandia Klubi, Hildale Church ja Canadian Suomi Foundation. Ja sitten oli pikkusen rahaa jäljellä ja se meni suomen kielen kouluun. Paremman historiallisen kuvan Kansallisseurasta saa lukemalla Trailblazers-nimisen kirjan. Sen kirjoittivat Riley Garth ja Kaarina Brooks. Vähän mainosta.
And I remember now when he mentions this Tanhu-homma Kansallisseurasta. I try to be even dance with folk dancing with kansallisseura when it was first started.
Pentti Junni, I think, was running it too.
But it fell off from my activities, and the choir took most of the time, and the work, and of course growing family. So going back to the choir business, that I was thinking about it, that our travels, I think it was 1972 that Pentti was choir's president at that time, and we organized, he probably did most of it, we chartered Air Canada's, I think it was DC-9 airplane, and we took the charter flight from Thunder Bay to Lake Worth. I guess it was Palm Beach, West Palm Beach, where it landed. And we took the 2-week vacation, and then of course the choir didn't need all the room in the plane, so we sold some tickets so that we got the full plane. And there was then Thunder Bay taking over the Lake Worth at that time, and we gave 2 or 3 concerts there at the same time, but then the rest of the time that it was a vacation. So we didn't always work hard just performing, we had lots of fun.
And then choirs going on that time from 52 to 2017. So we were singing pretty much every year, and we had a concert and so on and so on. We were there and here, and like Pekka said already before, and our memberships went down and down, and then we don't get the new ones anymore, and we try hard to get the young fellas in, or anybody who sing, even English or Finn, and of course we had 2 Estonian boys which were singing with us, and we were singing also Estonian songs, and that was something they liked to be with us, and of course by the years, so we went down more and more and more, and then finally we got to quit, can't get anything else, so that was the end of the Ottawa choir.
And in fact, we several years we sang at the Estonians' Independence Day celebrations. They usually had it at Prince Arthur Hotel, and we were invited to come out there and to sing at the celebrations there, and they treated us well. So.
And also we sang in Prince Arthur Hotel on what we are now choir at there, or no, that St. Uro's days, no, what was the gang was there, and we went there to sing.
Because Ottawa organized, starting in 1983, we organized so-called St. Uro's Day. That was Ottawa's fundraising activity, and when Choreo Kelly organized the Choreo Kelly's Irish pub in the Prince Arthur Hotel out there, we surprised them in the middle of the celebration, that we just marched in as a whole choir right in the front of their stage and started to sing the Finnish songs out there. Well, some people were a little annoyed there, but afterwards I heard that it was the highlight of the evening, so it all turned out good. So it was somewhat of a little a rivalry between the Irish and Finns. They would come on a Bay Street and they paint what are those, clover leaves and clovers all over the street, and some Irish signs in the different places, and they come often to our St. Uro's Day celebrations and brought some greetings and jokes about the Finns.
And I think you know the better than I do, when you guys were, they were putting some kind of thing from Finland club over the street there. What was that year, and some Uro's days when they...
Oh, the Irish went there in the night time, and they put the big banner right across the Bay Street, and it says that Irish are number 1. Well, it so happened there was enough room on the top of the banner that we took the banner down and we painted on the top of it that after Finns. So then it reads, after Finns, Irish are number one.
Yeah.
So
That was a good one. Yeah.
we always try to do better than Irish, but we didn't always succeed.
Yeah.
And one year we did put St. Uro's Day. We had made a big sign about Happy St. Uro's Day, and then we added that we say good luck for the Irish or something like that, and we hung it up on Valhalla between the flag posts staff way up high. We had a hydraulic lift truck, so we put it up there, and it was there. They couldn't do anything about it. And then after the weekend, the manager called me and said, could you please come and take the sign down? So, of course we did. It was just all in fun.
Yeah. So what else?
Well, in our travels, we made, I'm sure we made other 2 trips to Florida, but not with a charter flight. We mostly decided that everybody used their own car, and we drive to Florida and then perform there as a choir. And one item I remember, we were singing at the church, and the pastor had told me that it was customary that when the visiting performance came there and they had a performance at the church, that they usually would give 50% of the earnings to the church, and the performance, i.e. choir or somebody else, would keep another 50%. But when we were there, we had decided that we'd give the 100%, and so it was sort of a big surprise for the pastor and the congregation when we say that anything that came in the collection, it's all yours, it's for the church. And that's our part of supporting your church. And out there we performed also in an old folks home, and at what do they call their hall? Suomitalo.
Suomitalo. Yeah.
And yeah, so it was a lot of fun, but sometimes a lot of work too.
That's all in the past, but what's the future of the choir?
Well, Ottawa Choir future is very dim because we already closed the books, and what money we had we donated to between Oras Choir and Pelimonit.
Okay.
And say that is to support. Our constitution stated that any monies that we would have left when the choir is terminated will have to go to support some kind of organizations that support Finnish culture. And that's what we did. It's unfortunate, but I guess like anything else, usually comes to an end. And
Yes,
Ottawa Choir did came to an end, and we don't mind if some new blood will come and they want to revive Ottawa Choir. I would think that few of us that are left, that we would gladly give the name and say you can use it.
Yeah, Ottawa Choir sang actually 65 years altogether, and that was the end of the game, and we didn't have any members. So